Every NBA team played last night on Wednesday, all 30 of them. We had 15 games. Well, they're not sleeping yet, quite yet, before the All-Star break. We have 10 more teams playing tonight on Thursday, and this is the final night until next Wednesday and Thursday when the regular season resumes. So let's find some money-making opportunities. 2 free plays for you in the 2 late games, including the national TV game for Thursday coming up right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV, and we do have 5 NBA games here to finish out. Technically the first half. I mean, we're not really at the first half, but you know what I mean. The All-Star break starts tomorrow and Friday, and it can be a little tricky sometimes to handicap the NBA the night before the break. We actually had a very nice night last night. 2-0 sweep on my best bets, also 2-0 sweep on your free play videos. So we'll see if we keep it going tonight on Thursday. And we're going to look at your 8:30 Eastern TNT national TV game to start it off, the biggest game tonight, Oklahoma City and Minnesota. And, of course, the Minnesota T-Wolves are struggling this season, just 30-25 straight up. Karl Anthony Towns' trade has not worked out so far. Not a surprise. You've heard me say it for years that I think Julius Randle is one of the more overrated superstars in the NBA. He, of course, has been injured and out since the end of January. DiVincenzo is also out. In fact, the last 7 games without both of them, the Timberwolves have gone just 3-4 straight up, and they are struggling, coming off a bad loss last night as a 9-point favorite, lost the game outright against Milwaukee. Also got blown out by Cleveland by 21 the game before that on Monday. And I point that game out because that's the only game in the last 7 in which they've been a decent-sized underdog against a better team. They lost by 21. So it's very hard to trust them tonight against the best team in the NBA. OKC is playing with authority. Enter here off of 7 straight wins. A non-cover last night by half a point. They were a 14.5-point favorite, won by 14 against Miami. No shame in that. So it's really hard to fade OKC here. The problem is the line is inflated. It opened as low as 4.5. It's now up to 7.5, even some 8s out there. So let's look at the total instead. And I do think there's some value with the total, and I disagree with the money move on this over-under. Open 219.5. It's up to 222 now. I like the under in this game for a few reasons. First of all, as I mentioned, Minnesota is shorthanded offensively without Julius Randle and DiVincenzo, 2 good offensive players, 2 mediocre defensive players, and their offense has really struggled. Last night they shot just 38%. In that Cleveland loss, they shot only 40%. They've also shot 41 and 43% in 2 of the other games without the 2 here over the past couple of weeks. And now they're taking on an OKC team that, yes, they're the best team in the league at 44-10, and they have a good offense, 117 points a game. But their defense is what's incredible this year and what's really going under the radar, in my opinion. And they're giving up just 104 points a game, just 43% shooting. So I look for Minnesota to struggle scoring in this game. They're a below-average offensive team for the season, but their defensive numbers have been good this year. They're giving up just 108 points. We got a team giving up 108, another team giving up just 104. Should be a little bit of a playoff intensity here before the All-Star break, as these are 2 Class A/B teams. And the first meeting this year back on December 31st totaled just 218, and that's despite the fact both teams shot well, 49 and 47% from the field. The pace was slow. They got to just 218 in the first game. I like under 222 in the Thunder Timberwolves game tonight on TNT at 8:30 Eastern. Going to get to another game for you in just a moment. I know we're talking NBA, but don't sleep on college basketball. It's a huge college basketball card tonight, and I do have a strong best bet for my clients right now at WagerTalk.com. It's a college basketball steamroller blowout that you don't want to miss. I mentioned how we swept the board last night. Well, we swept the board the night before as well. Back-to-back perfect sweeps on Tuesday and Wednesday on my best bets. And I've got a strong college basketball steamroller best bet going tonight on Thursday on my page at WagerTalk.com. And you can get there quicker by using shortcut wt.buzz/SM. All right, let's look at the late game here. The last game before the All-Star break tonight goes at 9 o'clock Eastern. That's the LA Clippers against the Utah Jazz. And we have seen some money come in on the Clip Show, going from 7.5 up to 9. And the total in this game is held pretty steady around the 225.5 range. Big news, of course, is that the Jazz pulled a monster upset last night against the LA Lakers. You know, I thought maybe the Jazz were worth a look on Monday in Doncic's debut for the Lakers, and LA got it done. The spot to fade them, I guess, was last night in the rematch, and Utah did caught the Lakers sleeping. I'm not going to read too much into the Jazz all of a sudden turning things around. They're still just 6-18 straight up at home. That strong home court and altitude just shows how bad this team has been this year, just 6-18 straight up. But this isn't exactly a focus spot for the other LA team tonight, the LA Clippers, as they're coming off a nice win last night against the Memphis Grizzlies. And, of course, I gave you that game free right here in a video yesterday, and I mentioned despite the fact Memphis had been fantastic in back-to-backs, I thought the Clippers were in a nice situational setup, and I wish I'd used that as a best bet. It was one of my last cuts, but still a nice free winner nonetheless for you here on the videos. And now they enter off back-to-back wins by double digits. Of course, the previous win was against the Jazz. They beat them by 20 last Saturday as a huge home favorite. But keep in mind, Utah actually had a 13-point lead early in the second quarter there and then just fell apart. And they allowed the Clippers to shoot 58% from the field. Hard to imagine LA is going to shoot that well tonight. No rest situation, thin air and altitude, and off a big win, and against a team they just blew out. So while you think, well, maybe last night was the spot for the Jazz against the other LA team, the Lakers, I think Utah can actually hang here again. And there's another reason why. Coming off a win the last couple months, they've actually been a pretty good play in the next game. In fact, over their last 7 wins, they've gone 6-1 ATS their next 7, their game afterwards. So once again, following a win, and there haven't been many of them over the last couple months, the Jazz are 6-1 against the spread following a win. Guess what? The only non-cover came by 1 point against who was it? I believe Phoenix a couple games ago. It was back on the 7th. They lost by 8 as a 7-point dog. So they're 6-1 against the spread off a win. Only non-cover was by a single point, and this line has actually risen now from 7.5 to 9. So hold your nose. Not an official play, but once again, I would lean towards the Jazz here. So it could be a little bit of a flat spot for the Clippers, just like it was last night for the Lakers. All right, your 2 last games before the All-Star break broken down for you in full detail, some free analysis here and free opinions. Hope you found it useful. If you did, comment below and thumbs up like. The more likes, the more comments, the more free play videos I do every day. And don't forget also click subscribe and click the bell for an instant alert so you know when these free plays go up every day here on the channel. And although we have the NBA All-Star break over the next week, don't sleep on college hoops. I have a free college basketball solo video between Gonzaga and San Fran, and I've got a strong best bet, as you see on the screen right there. College basketball steamroller blowout tonight on my page for my clients at WagerTalk.com. Tonight's play is $25, or you can get it for as low as $1 a play when you get the All Sports All Access 1-year pass and an instant $811 discount with promo code SM365. We also have a 30-day special, no promo code needed. 30 days for under $8 a day, college and pro hoops combined. Or if you're ready for a long-term investment approach, the 30-day access right there, no promo code needed, less than $8 a day. Or if you're ready for a long-term, all-inclusive football, baseball, and basketball. No, yes, baseball starts in just over a month. I won over 100 units alone in baseball last year. Number 1 in baseball profits at WagerTalk, and I'm number 1 all-time in NBA profits. Finished the NFL regular season into the playoffs on a 30-12 run. Hey, not a bad time to get on board and get it down to $1 a play with promo code SM365. Full details are on my page right now, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and get there quicker, wt.buzz/SM. By the way, on the way out, you see the shortcut there to get to my page. Check out a special offer when you're on my page as well for 7 days free of oddslogic.com. This is the live odds, real-time injury and score update service that I use and the sports books use behind the counter. And now you can try it for free for 7 days and nights by using that special address you see on your screen, oddslogic.com/SM. Go to oddslogic.com/SM and get a free 7-day trial. Real-time odds, injury updates, which are so important in basketball, and real-time fast scores, just like the sports books use, same that I use every day, oddslogic.com/SM. By the way, when you're on my page at WagerTalk, check out a daily free play. Also, I post my last cut for free every day on my page. Bonus free plays daily. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. And stay tuned here on WagerTalk TV. There's more coming up. And don't forget, you can follow me on social media at Steve Merril. You see it on the screen there, 2 R's, 1 L, at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And once again, stay tuned here. I've got a free late night college basketball solo video coming up next.